Let's talk read and write for Google. I have a student and that student struggles with reading. Their decoding is very poor. They misread, they don't understand a lot of the words. So I want to provide text to speech. The student can listen to the text, they can see the highlighting, and they can hopefully improve their comprehension. Unfortunately, this student also has writing disabilities and that spelling is atrocious. So they need to maybe try word prediction to help with spelling, or even using speech recognition where they can talk to the computer and it will put in those words. Why is this occurring? Well, during school we're doing a lot of reading and writing. When I look at the student's disability, they have a specific learning disability with weaknesses in these areas. Now, I don't really know if read and write or any of these features are going to work yet, so I want to consider this, which we're doing right now. We're choosing some of these features to trial, and so I'm going to look at my choice board here. I'm going to say, yeah, I really want to try text to speech, and I think if you could look up the words, and the screen mask might be useful. So, and I want to be able to highlight. So there's a lot of features I'm going to want to trial with this student. I'm going to implement it. I'm going to teach the student how to use these tools. And we're going to go through actual lessons and activities, and we're going to really integrate read and write into his daily routine. And I want to monitor that progress. Am I seeing an improvement? You know what? The student is reading a lot more fluently, less adult support. The writing quality is better when I'm looking at rubrics. Wow, it's really working. So if that's the case, I'm then going to add that to the IEP. What I've just modeled is kind of the process that you want to go through when you're looking at adding read and write for Google, or really any assistive technology, to a student's IEP. To do that, you would go to the assistive technology page, and if you go to read and write resources, you'll find a link for signing up students and staff. It goes through the detailed information about how you can sign up for an educator course or educator access, and then how you would sign up students. I'm going to give you the real quick rundown. Go ahead and write me an email, aaron.marsters@dodea.edu. You're going to include the student Google email address. I don't need their name. I don't need the school. I can look all that up. I just need their addresses, and we will then within 24 hours add that student so that they have then access to read and write for Google, so that when they go to a web page or a Google Doc, they will have that purple puzzle icon piece, and they will then have access to these different tools. It is important that if it does not work for the student, we need to look at the services. Did we teach the student correctly? Did we give them sufficient opportunities and times to work with it? Did we look at things like microphones and headphones and all the supports that might have been a barrier to that student being successful? But if we've done all of that, and for whatever reason these features are not working for the student, you need to let me know so that we can then remove access to read and write, and then we can then try something else. That doesn't mean we're finished with the student. It means that that feature was not sufficient to meet their needs. So let's go back to the drawing board. So as a reminder, use the problem-solving cycle to analyze the problem occurring. Let's choose some features. Let's try it out. To try it out, we're going to go ahead and add that student to read and write for Google. Within 24 hours, they will have access to the purple puzzle piece, and then we'll be ready to go. Let me know, Aaron Marsters, if you have any questions.